Cyberbots Fullmetal Madness is a mech-based 2D fighter made by Capcom, best known for marking the first appearance of Jin Saotome, everyone's favorite hot-blooded pilot. And, sadly, some people are more than quick to point out that this game also holds the first appearance of Devlot the Death Satan the Ninth. You know who you are. However, it's important to note that Cyberbots is a direct sequel to a beat-em-up called Armored Warriors, and Capcom made a surprisingly good transition from brawler to fighter. In fact, if you've ever played Armored Warriors, you won't have much trouble transitioning to Cyberbots and vice versa. There are 4 types of mechs, which are called Valiant Armors or VAs in this game, and they're all based off of the mechs from the first game. There's the Bloodia, which is fairly balanced, the Speedy Reptiles, the Compact and Agile 40, and the hulking, powerful Gulding. There are 3 different models for each type, for a total of 12 VAs selectable from the start. There are also a number of pilots to choose from, but aside from story mode, they have no influence on the machines aside from wind quotes. The controls are fairly simple. There are 4 buttons, 2 for weak and strong attacks, 1 for the VA's assigned weapon, and another for boosts. Each VA has their own assigned weapon, which can put some distance between you and your opponent, and the boost activates your jets, which can give you a burst of speed on the ground and limited flight in the air. Both your weapons and boosters can overheat though, so use them sparingly. There's also a standard super meter, which fills up as you perform moves, and can be used to perform supers, which are called Cyber EX attacks in this game. Another trait carried over from Armored Warriors is the ability to take a VA apart piece by piece. As a VA takes damage, it puts strain on their arms and legs. If you pressure your opponent, you can force the VA's primary arm or leg loose, and it will be forced to depend on their much weaker arm to defend itself, giving you a leg up on the comp. However, these parts can't be destroyed, and if said opponent manages to stand near the dismembered part, it can be reattached automatically, so don't depend on this tactic to give you a huge edge. Each VA has its own move list, strengths, and weaknesses. For example, the well-known BX-02 Bloodia model is a well-rounded machine with no real strengths, save for an old-fashioned Dragon Punch and, surprisingly enough, Hiranbu. The Riot model, on the other hand, is great at rushing down opponents thanks to its giant fist and his ability to drill underground and pop up from below, but has surprisingly low mobility. All models have a command tool called the Arm Ripper, which latches onto the nearest body part and attacks it directly. In addition, you can charge your super meter by holding down both the tap buttons. Pressing both the tap buttons when the bar is full activates the Giga Crush, an emergency evasion move, and provides a nice alternative to your super. An interesting thing to note is that when a VA lays prone on the ground, it can be attacked or thrown to either side of the screen, which actually gives the game a decent ground game. And considering that each VA has limited flight, mid-air combat is a viable option as well. Another neat thing is the level of detail that the game has. The controls themselves are fairly simple as fighters go, but the visual effects are very detailed. The life bars look like part of a control panel and have different designs for each model. When parts of your mech overheat, warnings come up on the screen that point towards the body parts, as if you're looking through a scanner. Each stage has major and minor segments that can be destroyed during a fight, and they're all vibrant and full of activity. I suppose this is due to the fact that all of the sprites were taken from Armored Warriors, which probably gave the developers time to add all of these details. Overall, Cyberbots Fullmetal Madness is a pretty neat fighter. It's different enough to stand out on its own, and Capcom managed to take a great brawler and turn it into a great fighter in a way that most companies can only dream of. It's too bad they couldn't do the same thing for Final Fight Revenge, but let's not speak ill of the dead, shall we?